Good morning. It is, I'm not gonna say what day it is because I don't know when I'm posting this. But yeah, we're using some of the things I've used before and we're using something new. So, should be a relatively simple video. So this is sunscreen, shine, and let's get to it. So we're using the Jazmine Beauty primer that we got in my March Ipsy bag. Just like that. If you ain't seen my other video, starting with T-zone. And then spread out. A little bit more. The foundation we're using is pretty, I wouldn't say hydrating, but it's not suffocating at all. It's mostly water, so it'll be fine. Let me open these. So I was at TJ Maxx the other day. I got some Neutrogena ones, wipes. I like the Patrick Star ones, but they're just too, whatever that residue is, I can't. So I did use one last night to clean my face, makeup off my face, but for regular everyday kind of thing, I need one that's less residuey. So, because I'm using my fingers a lot today, so that's why I'm trying to clean off first. So if y'all see my other videos, I finally got the little white tab off. It does come off. And so instead of putting y'all through me trying to put these on, I put it on earlier. So let us, we're gonna correct, I'm not gonna color correct anything. And one day foundation will stay on my nose. Because I powdered it like they tell you to. Will today be that day? I doubt it. We're using the Covergirl again. And did I do last time? I put it on my hand first, yeah. So like that. Just a brush. I'm gonna mix it in on my hand first. You probably can't see that, but I can see it. I need to remember wherever I put the brush down first, it's gonna get the most. But yeah, it rained last night, like early in the morning. I swear it wasn't forecasted to rain again because it rained Thursday. Night into Friday. But yeah, it wasn't forecast to rain yesterday when I went to see a jazz concert, free outside jazz concert. So I'm like, or performance for an hour downtown Phoenix, which was crazy. Parking was like $60 at one garage for event parking. There's some St. Patty's Day things going on. Madonna's in town. There's some kind of con at the convention center. I'm like, I'm not paying $60. I'm like, I purposely picked a free thing to go to. Believe me, there's other stuff I could have went to, but I wasn't trying to pay all that money. Because Gary Owen, the comedian's in town. Would love to see him. Yeah. So that's good. So I ended up finally circling around a few times and finally found a spot which still had money on the meter. So I literally just added 35 cents and walked over to the Herberger Theater to watch. It was a good performance. I'm glad I stuck to it and didn't give up. It's by Gabriel Bay, B-E-Y. It was a nice performance. So I just started using the NARS Soft Matte. It looks great. It looked great going on when I started using it, which was yesterday. But later on, I'm like, why does my under eye look dry? Plus, brightening. I need more for brightening. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go in with Fenty. And I'm going to go in here. And then for brightening. And then for coverage. I'm not saying Fenty's not coverage, but you can see a little bit, but it's not. It's very subtle. But yeah, so I'm going to try that combination. But yeah, it was a good performance. I don't want to say I'm a big jazz head or anything like that. But a free performance of jazz, yeah, I'll go see jazz. So I know a lot of people love, like I said, I like hearing jazz music. I just won't go out of my way necessarily to go to a jazz concert. Somebody would have said, you want to go see jazz? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I'm going to clean this off a little bit. Then I am going to spray it. So yeah, I'm glad it didn't rain during that. A lot of people got wet because there's a lot of people downtown, like a lot. Like there's constantly moving. Stuff was going on downtown. So me finding that spot, because I found one spot and then I worked back around, it was gone. Then I found another spot and literally just when I was about to do a U-turn, somebody slid in there and I was like, damn it. So I went down further and was about to do another round. And somebody literally just left for that meter that had time on it. I was like, good. It's just, I had to walk 2 long blocks to get back to where the performance was. And they did an extra song, because they were like, it's 7, but they're like, time went faster than we thought. But they did one last song, which is cool. It's their original piece. Because they were doing a lot of covers, but you wouldn't think. The last song they did was original by the keyboardist. I don't remember his name. And that was almost the best song that they did. It's like, see, original. They like, we do a lot of covers, but we have some original music. And that it ended up being the best song. So I was very happy for the keyboardist to get his song played. Again, I wish I remember his name. I don't. So I'm going to start here. And then slowly go here. So I'm thinking maybe this will hydrate a little bit more, because the Fenty is a hydrating concealer. We have some loud trucks here. Sometimes they're just loud for no reason. Like lately, last maybe a couple of months, like we have some people who have very loud cars here, or they rev their engine, or then they need to dodge Chargers, diesel trucks. And it's like, I'm like, who are y'all letting in? It's like, it's going downhill, this apartment complex. And just some of the things, like when I work from home, like somebody be arguing on the phone in a parking lot. It's like, you're yelling in a parking lot. It's like, people are home. It's just, yeah, it's like out of control. And then I came home last night and one of my neighbors in the corner, whatever, was listening to the music very loudly. You could hear it in the hallway. So I was like, ooh, I'm so glad I don't share a wall with you. You know, I almost want to be like, do you need the phone number to security? Because it's better to call security than the police about the noise ordinance, which actually hadn't gone into effect yet. So, but still, it's very loud. And ironically, it stopped exactly at 10 o'clock. And I looked it up, the noise ordinance actually is at 11. I was told it was 10, but I looked it up, it's 11. I'll look again because, so usually if like one of my neighbors is being very, 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 very loud, I'm like, I'm not gonna call until that noise ordinance is in effect. They always like, you can call the police. I'm like, the police are busy solving crimes. Somebody got shot, car accidents. By the time they get over here, that noise will probably be over with. And it's pointless. Security, hopefully 10 minutes to get here, because they're supposedly always here, or they're making the rounds. I'm like, sometimes I've seen them, sometimes I do not. So I'm like, y'all claim this. So I'm like, what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the hydrating was helpful. Put that right there. Okay, bear with me. I made a nice vanilla chai. It's not chai tea because chai means tea. I learned that a few months ago. So a nice vanilla chai I made. So, I wanted to take off my lip gloss. Yeah, I still have some on. Okay, so I did that. So let's blend these edges. But yeah, it's hoodie weather because I'm like, it's supposed to be 80s next week and it's 60 something right now. It's supposed to be a high of 69 today. And so because of that rain, it's a little cooler, which is why I'm wearing the hoodie. And I'm really just going to the store to return some things and to get some rations. But then one of the places I like to go to has this little sandwich. I might go get a sandwich. Especially since once I find out how much it is, because sometimes these places be charging. I'm like, for that? Other stuff costs like $5, $6, $7. I'm hoping it's in that range and not more. It's a tiny sandwich. So we're going to True Complex. I'm trying to use my stuff more that I haven't used in a while, which is why I still keep the cover on it. You can see it's barely used, but this is my replacement one. And it's kind of hard to get out. This is the contour. This is one I could put directly in my face versus put on my hand first. As you see, it's not devastatingly pigmented. Which way you're like, oh my God. It's more subtle. I have this channel called Charge, which I didn't know I had, but they play with a lot of CSIs. Miami, New York. They don't really play the first one, original. And I realized, watching the New York ones again, I really didn't like Danny Messer. He was just, the character, I just didn't like him really that much. Like, he's just, yeah. At some point, he's just unbearable. I'm just like, no, I'm good. So you see how subtle it is? You know what I just did? I need a, let's see, let's go like this. Without me going back into the palette. So I did put bronzer on my eyes. Use the powder bronzer as eyeshadow. Okay, let's put that there. I'm gonna blend. Let's see, we're gonna pick the V as my reference. So I always forget what side. See, next week, and I have my company picnic, and I'm like also trying looks to something that's very natural looking. It's supposed to be outside, depending on how hot it's going to be. So something matte, I guess you say, not matte, but natural finish. Since I really don't wear a lot of makeup to work, but on the weekends mostly, so I'm like, this is how I'll be looking. But also because I'm outside, I think about that. And I am going to actually use damp. I haven't used that in a while. I have done it, but it was a long time ago. Into setting powder. Let's see how this works first. And it's being weird, so let's spread it in there good. Because the way it went into the pan, the powder is why it's harder to get on the thing. Okay, it's a little bit more, but I gotta move that around. And there's one scene in CSI New York where Danny Mercer's wife, I can't remember her name right now, April? Lindsay. She was being kind of unbearable as well. So I'm like, oh, that's why y'all deserve each other. Because you became unbearable as well. So I'm trying to use the damp sponge so that it also kind of hydrates as I set. So I'm trying out this is not new. This is Danessa Myricks Beauty, the Dewy Cheek and Lip Palette. So there was a sale, a Good Morning America deal, where things were like half off. I've wanted this. This is Do It Undercover, the shades. Where I've wanted this, but it finally is half off. So I picked it up. And it got here pretty quick. Let's see. So this is my first time opening it. So most people, say brown or skin people, melanin, usually don't use that one really, I've noticed, but these shades. So the ones we're going to use is this one, which is called Wallflower. And so I got a new brush yesterday. It's a liquid blush brush from e.l.f. $5. They just came out with this recently. So I found it in Target. So I was like, okay. Because I do use liquid blush a lot, but I'm like, yeah. Nothing really to put it on, so I'm glad they came out with this. It's kind of dense. I like that. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to try to stay towards the top. Then, okay. Oh, yeah. Because I was worried about it being dewy, that it'd be too dewy. So I'm trying to stay towards the top because I might use that part for the lip. Because it's dewy, but it's not. It's a little more, it could be the brush as well, a little more sticky dewy versus come off your face easily dewy. And things, whenever you find a liquid or a cream blush, finding one to set it with that's the same shade is always the trouble. So there we go. Mind you, we still have not set my, so you see the dew, hopefully. So I'll put that right there. Put this right there. And then I'm going to take a different side of the sponge. There we go. So I kind of want to use for spring, summer, last minute get together kind of looks. So I'm gonna put this over here. And now we're gonna set everything else. Where is my... Hear my neighbors taking a shower. I don't hear the shower, but I hear the music in the bathroom through the wall. And he does that when he takes a shower. And usually I bang on the wall because he listens to talkie radio, things like that. And I'm like, I can hear that. And I usually bang on the wall because when I'm working from home, I can hear it from out in front of the house. Yes, apartment living. But at least when things break, maintenance is here. So I'm letting it go right now. Yeah, I like how that looks. Okay, put that there. Because it's like, why do I have to keep reminding you that I can hear through the wall? But I do. Do you think I suddenly moved or something? Or all of a sudden I can't hear? I can. Like whatever volume I hit the wall, banging the wall, that means don't go past that. That means it's too loud. To me, that should be. Okay, to set, we are going to use Neo, my favorite. The blush. That's the closest we're getting to that shade. You can still see the shine. I like that. Okay. Let's do the rest of the face. Okay, for lips, the Lip Bar Straight Living. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna use my finger, which is why I was gonna use a brush, it's pointless. I forget what song that is. Okay, I'm wiping off my hand on the white. Then I'm gonna go in. Let's find a use for this one. So, oh, yeah, found a use for it. So, found a use. And that one is Blush Hush. Hush Hush. So this one's Hush Hush that we did on top of Wallflower. Okay, let's do eyes. I'll collect this real quick. Whatever's on here is what I'm using. Now we're gonna do eyes. And with that, I am off to run my errands. Have a good day.